Hi everyone, I'm Doug DeVos, and it's an honor to have a chance to share a few thoughts with you today. But first, I want to just focus some greetings and thanks to Leonard and Esther Kim, and just to Leonard and Esther, just thank you for all that you've meant to me personally and for the Amway business, not only in Korea but around the world. Your leadership continues to be amazing, and we're grateful. And what you have done is you lead Worldwide Dream Builders in Korea, and you have tremendous leaders in your organization. You continue to dream big, and we're so proud of you for what you've accomplished and what you continue to do. And that's why it's fun to have a chance to share a few thoughts today and this Free Enterprise Day about what it means to all of us, this idea of celebrating free enterprise. So let's take a little time to talk about that. You know, for years at Amway, we always celebrated free enterprise. And if you've ever had a chance to come to the headquarters building, if you look in front of the headquarters building, you'll see what we call the 10 Pillars of Economic Wisdom. And that was a display that was at the World's Fair in New York in 1964. And that display was housed in the Hall of Free Enterprise. In fact, those pillars made up the entryway to the Hall of Free Enterprise. And Amway and Dad and Jay were always committed to this idea of free enterprise. And my dad for years would give a speech called Man's Material Welfare, MMW. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe not. It had a very simple equation of man's material welfare, not spiritual or anything else, but a material or economic sense, had a very simple equation. And you could either do better and be more prosperous or less prosperous based on this equation. And the equation was everything in our material world comes from natural resources. And you add to the natural resources human energy to turn those resources into something, into food or into anything else, whatever it may be. It's natural resources plus human energy. But then you take both of those and you multiply that by tools. And over history, it's the tools of production that have changed the game and allowed our world to become more prosperous. And our philosophy and our belief at Amway, and the reason we celebrate free enterprise, is because when the tools of production are owned and operated by individuals, progress-seeking individuals, they are always more productive and they always lead to better results. That's just what's been demonstrated throughout history. Now, we can talk a lot about that, but I want to focus on the Amway tools of production. And at Amway, the tools of production for you and for your future are you. We believe in free enterprise. We believe in the entrepreneurial spirit. We believe in people who make decisions every day to move themselves forward. And that's why when you're at this meeting, and that's why when we are celebrating free enterprise, we're celebrating you and your potential to have a business of your own. You know, at Amway, we have always been focused on the cause of free enterprise and the idea that people can have their own business. And I just want to ask you to go with me for a few minutes here about your tools of production. I want to keep it pretty simple. I want to talk about your hands, your head, and your heart. The first thing that you can do to build your business and take advantage of the free enterprise system and be an entrepreneur and own your own business is the work of your hands. And that's what every leader at Amway has always done and started with. You got to find a customer. You got to sell a product. You got to repeat that sale. You got to find a prospect and sponsor them into the business and build that network. And you keep going back. You find customers, you sell products, you find prospects, you sponsor them, and you keep doing it. And that work is complicated. It's not simple. But every leader, every person in Amway that you have ever met has done that. And they become a leader because they did the work of their hands. They went to work every day. They sold product. They learned about the product. They took care of customers. They built an organization. They sponsored people. They helped them become successful. The work of their hands. And you can do that. Nobody can take your hands away from you. Nobody can take away your desire to go to work and to do something every day to build your business. So think about that, the work of our hands. The second thing is the work in our heads. It's how we think about things. And it's important for us to be at an event like this and to be talking about these ideas like free enterprise and like entrepreneurship because it's important for us to think about it and to learn about it and then figure out how to apply that thinking to the work of our hands so that we can be more productive, so that we can be more successful, so that we can learn new things, new techniques. We can learn from those who've gone before us. We can learn from those who have been successful. We can do things differently because the work of our head, it's our attitude, and that when we have a challenge, we don't back down. We always loved it as I would grow up. People would talk about Amway. They said, Amway, you never have a problem. You only have challenges. And that's because Dad and Jay and all the Amway leaders look at everything that goes wrong as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to improve, as an opportunity to get better. And it just happens to be an obstacle in the way that we are going to overcome to get to the goals that we've set for ourselves. The work of our head. Where do you want to go? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? And how are you going to think about overcoming obstacles along the way? Because you're going to have them. We all know that. We all have obstacles. We all have challenges. But it's how we think about it is the difference. The difference between an obstacle that seems overwhelming and an obstacle that is a learning experience and just merely a step to overcome to get to where we want to go is all in our head. It's our attitude. Dad and Jay had that spirit of adventure. Leonard and Esther, that spirit of adventure, of overcoming obstacles. Leaders in your organization, all the leaders that you see who've been successful in the Amway business have overcome tons of obstacles and challenges. But they had the right attitude. They stayed focused on their goal, and they kept moving forward. Well, the third element to maybe think about a little bit today is our heart. It's what's inside of us. Dad and Jay thought about the founders' fundamentals. That's what we call them now anyway. They didn't name them at that time. They just had this belief system. They believed in freedom, in family, in hope and reward. Freedom to have a business of your own, to be an entrepreneur. Family, to surround yourself not only with the tight definition of family where spouses could work together and you could work for generations, but a broader definition when we talk about the Amway family, all of us who work together. This idea of hope, of wherever you are, whatever situation you may find yourself in today, you can overcome it. You can move forward. And the idea that of reward, of the work that you do should be rewarded. And it's rewarded financially and in many cases in non-financial ways as well because of the spirit you feel, the goodness you feel of being successful, of achieving success, and then helping somebody else achieve it as well. It's these ideas that live in our heart that really separates Amway from other opportunities. It separates what we talk about because it's our why. When we want to be successful, when we want to encourage you to achieve success, it's not just because you can have a bigger bank account or that you can have more money or that you can do something, buy a new car, buy a new house. All those things are fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a purpose. There's a greater purpose in Amway, in our hearts, to help people realize the potential that they have in themselves, to recognize the goodness that they have and that they can do great work. They can have a great attitude. And then they can, because of what's in their heart, can reach out and help other people. That's the story of free enterprise in Amway. And that's what I want you to think about. I want to encourage you when you're at this meeting, when you're listening to this message, when you are thinking about your future, you don't need to make it too complicated. We celebrate free enterprise because the tools of production in Amway are you. It's your decisions. It's your actions. It's your commitments. You don't have to borrow a bunch of money and buy a machine or find some land or build a factory. Leave a lot of that stuff up to the company. We'll do some of those things. What you need to do is focus on your goals and your commitment and the work that you're going to do to achieve those goals, whatever they may be. Again, in Amway, you can have tremendously big goals or you can have modest goals, as long as they're your goals, as long as you're achieving the things that you want to achieve. That's when Amway is successful, and that's when you can be most successful. So we celebrate this idea of free enterprise. We celebrate this idea of entrepreneurship, that you can have your own business, that you can be successful, that you can set your own goals. And in Amway, it doesn't stop there. Like the leaders that you've seen, like the leaders in your organization, you can help others who have doubt, who have concerns, who find themselves in a tough place and may not have hope, and are looking for a hand, are looking for help, are looking for somebody to reach out and say, let me help you. I think there's something that you can do. I believe in you. I believe in your potential. Let me show you a better way forward. Now, we can't do it for other people. I can't make you successful. Nobody in Amway can make you successful. Only you can make you successful. But you can help, and you can reach out to others. You can share this opportunity. You can share the things you know. Share the work that you've done with your hands. Share the things that you've learned. And share what you feel in your heart about these ideas of freedom, family, hope, and reward, so that people can take steps forward in their lives. So that's why we celebrate this. And that's why I have so much fun talking about these ideas. So I hope it's helpful for you. I hope that at this meeting, at this time, as you look at this message, that you make it real for yourself and you do something with it. Dad and Jay always believed that if people were given an opportunity, they would do something with it. And I want to encourage you to do something with it. Take it home. Set your goals. Make your decisions. Do the work necessary. And we look forward to celebrating your success in the days and years ahead. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share a few thoughts. We love you lots, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.